That's how she got caught in Russia for years or almost. Stephen A is like
Yeah, well,
good.
This is his life.
It's good, but annoying also.
I think it was interesting because I just kept hearing this girl's name to the point I was like, oh, let me Google who is this, like, and then I was like, oh, she's a basketball player who was actually good. A female basketball player who was actually good.
That's actually very, very good.
That does something.
Let's see. Hold up.
Oh shit! There's the Elon buyout package story.
Let's start this off right.
There's also that.
Yeah, let's start this off right.
Oh my God,
everything is good. We are the Three Angry Men. Yet again without Danka. He has stuff going on, so he will not be here every episode. So it's fine. I'm Jeffrey.
Oliver.
And yeah, we're here with another episode. Yeah, let's start with the fun stuff.
Sure.
You were just now listening to Stephen A. talking about Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
We don't watch the WNBA.
I don't
like
watch
that.
basketball at all.
I
should say that in advance.
I watch the NBA. You don't need to have the headphones on. It's fine.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I don't watch any
Unless
basketball.
we're gonna listen to
Let me preface this because I know these basketball fans are very intense.
I watch the NBA.
All my opinions are invalid. Right?
It's not even a basketball opinion right now that we need to have. It's just hilarious how they're handling this Caitlin Clark shit.
So get me up to speed on who exactly. I've heard a little bit, but who is this girl? Why is she such a big deal? And what is the stress?
So Caitlin Clark was just drafted to, I think it was the Indiana. I don't even know these WNBA teams.
Indiana Fever, right?
She was drafted to Indiana Fever
into the WNBA. This is her first year in the WNBA.
Yes. Okay. This is the first year in the WNBA.
Number one rookie. Number one pick.
Yes.
Right?
Before this, she was in a rivalry with a player called Angel Reese on the college level, which in America is a huge thing, obviously.
Oh, yeah. The college basketball is a big deal there. Yeah.
That was hype. I watched some of that. I didn't watch everything, but that was hype. That was just fun. They went off at each other. I think Angel Reese was pick number 2, I think. Need to check that later. But she was also a high pick.
I've heard that name too, to be fair. I've heard that name too. Yeah.
Both of them. But Caitlin went off after this. Like during the college level, she already went off and she was just huge. I don't know what like these teams for the women are I just don't know. But she went off. She gets into the
She's from Iowa, right? Wasn't it Iowa?
Iowa State or something probably.
Okay.
Yeah. She went to the WNBA for Indiana Fever. She starts playing. First thing you see, she got knocked around almost every game.
Okay.
And people are discussing, is this normal? Is this fine? Is this a problem? Is it not? So much so that I think her being knocked around and people not wanting her has kept her off the Olympic team. Which
Team USA, that's the big story, right? Yeah. They left her off
which is also quite a thing.
A lot of people disagree.
Yeah.
So I think they did find some evidence that they really didn't want her. Like the coach they found some tweets by the coach who was just like, there's a frustration. What I've heard. What I've heard?
Yeah,
I've heard that the WNBA has never gotten that much attention, and now it finally is. But they're upset that she's the one bringing the attention, and that attention is coming mainly because of one person, right? Which I just watched that Stephen A. clip, where he talked about how it went. The last game was before her. They had games with like 4,000 seats. Now it's 17,000. Like she's just literally
that's money.
So it's not just money. People that because at first I was like people were just talking about this, but apparently they've been able to show that.
No, she
really is getting more people to watch this stuff.
She is worth money.
She got the Nike deal too. Did she get a deal with Nike?
And hilariously,
that pissed people off too.
Yes, because there were other people on Nike as well, but she got on Nike and immediately got tapped or rumored to have a shoe deal and her own shoe coming out.
Yeah.
No WNBA player has had their own shoe.
No, of course not.
Before.
Yeah.
They quickly released one for another woman. I forgot her name.
Yeah, because they had to fix it. But
They had to fix it.
It was.
But nobody. Well, I think it was Asia. Or something.
See, you
Asian
forgot her
woman?
name. No, that's already that already makes.
But
the point.
is that so? I assume.
But see, my thing is, why is it foul?
I assume all these women, and especially just all these women are just angry that this one lady, one girl came in. She's way younger than them all.
She's 22 or something.
Yeah,
right?
she's 20, something like that. What?
22.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she's 22. She came in. She's making more money than them all. She's bringing more people than them all. But they have been playing in this league for years. Some of them.
I'd
decades.
be salty too.
I would be
I get
so
it.
pissed.
I get it. I get the frustration.
You're a baby coming into my game, trying to make me look bad.
Yeah, I get it. I get the frustration. I get that if you've been doing something for a long time and you feel like you've always deserved a shine, you've never gotten it, and now people are coming into it, but just because of this girl and who just showed up and to be fair though, I hear that she's legit better than most of them. That's what I've heard.
That's the thing.
I've heard that she's actually really good.
I have not never
that's
watched
the difference.
WNBA enough, but from what I've seen, she's actually pretty all right.
See, I don't know anything about basketball. I just know that if they throw it through the hoop, that's a good thing. So
No, from what I've seen,
I can't tell who's better than who.
WNBA players, they don't dunk. They cannot dunk. I don't know specifically what that is, but they don't dunk. This girl can shoot.
They can't dunk? Of course they can dunk.
Couple women, a lot of these women cannot dunk.
Most of them don't, but
Yeah.
okay. I don't know.
There's a couple of them that can, and I don't know if they have banned it or anything, but they don't do it during the games.
Okay.
But they do layups. They do the simple stuff like getting to the rim and then dropping it in, that kind of stuff. They get high enough. They don't smash it in, which is fine. But this girl can shoot from almost anywhere from the half.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah, she can do like the 3-pointers and everything. Yeah,
from far. And it's just not a lot of women that can do that, even though none of them can dunk. So it's very she's lighting up the game by just being super good at that shit. Like she can get free. This is then basketball terms. She can get like free from people pretty easily, step back, get to the side, all that kind of stuff, and shoot just straight,
accuracy,
like good.
The accuracy.
A lot of these women.
You have to watch out though.
Yes,
you got to be careful.
Yeah,
listen,
people
we're
listen
in
to
support
us.
of everybody. Okay, we're in support of everybody, and I don't know. We don't know shit. I don't know shit about basketball.
From what I've seen,
but I've heard that she's legit. So because look,
compared to them,
well, let me say this. It's
she
one
is
thing.
good.
It's one thing if she's coming in new, and just because she's, I don't know. Some people are saying because she's a pretty face. Some people are saying it's because she's white. Whatever it is, if it's just that, and that's why she's getting all the attention while all these other people have been playing for all the time and they don't get attention, then I would get it more. I mean, okay, that's really foul.
You know what it is?
But if she's actually good,
you know what
then
it
it's
is?
like, come on, like she's just playing basketball.
I think a lot of these women in this league are not that good because women like to play other sports because they can make more money with that.
You need to watch out.
Yeah. No, but I think a lot of the players that would be good in the WNBA choose to play another sport because they can make more money with that.
Like what, like tennis?
Like volleyball or something like that.
Really? You make more money with volleyball?
I assume so. The WNBA doesn't make money. That is not, it's harsh to say, but they don't really make money.
You know what sport does a very good job of being pretty gender equal? Would you be surprised? It would be surprised.
Which one?
But mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts, the women do people really watch.
Oh yeah, no,
the women do really well. But the women also really good. They're actually, a lot of people argue that a lot of them tend to be more technical actually.
Yes,
than the dudes.
Because that's what you expect from somebody who would be less naturally strong. They would need to more compensate with the.
But also there, it took time, right? Like you had the Ronda Rousey wave. She became sort of the big
and people
name,
hated her,
and everyone hated her.
Yeah,
but then eventually. It became a very, like, it was already there, but after her, it really became very, you saw more big main event fights with just women. So I'm saying here, it could be also the same. She's good. She's bringing eyes.
It's the same
people
thing.
will start watching.
Same thing.
And then more people will start watching girls that's...
This is what exactly is going to happen. They just don't like that the first one...
Some patience.
...is Caitlin Clark. Even though it's not just her. The other woman I mentioned, Angel Reese.
I've heard her name too.
She is also extremely... She doesn't get hit like that. It's just her. It's just Caitlyn.
So it's the hitting, really. That's the thing.
It's just.
Because I heard they don't. I heard them. They've also a lot of them also just said that they don't like
Yeah.
her. They've just
And
sort
they
of said
target
that
her. They target her, and Angel Reese supposedly doesn't get targeted. There's possibly another component, but I don't think we want to talk about that here, which is race.
Well, yeah, that is a component.
Yeah.
I've seen that people keep bringing that up, which I'm just like,
It keeps being a thing.
if I was her, I'd be very frustrated because I'm just like, dude, I'm just trying to play basketball. That's all I was really trying to do.
I would not be.
Y'all bringing me all this other shit.
This is money as well. Like every time.
Oh, the drama brings money. Okay,
the drama's money, but also it is when she eventually possibly will win a trophy or whatever, or when every time she prevails over these people, even though they play foul, it's like even better for her story.
That's true. I heard she didn't play that well the last game though.
Her team has lost almost every game.
Oh,
Like I think they won the first two now. And they are no, they lost. They won the last one. That was a couple of days ago. Before that, they have lost almost everything. They won one here. Yeah, no, they are losing a lot.
all right. Well, I don't know shit about basketball, dude.
No, the basketball is in general like there's a couple things going on there, and it's all there. In NBA, there's a thing going on where it's American players versus European players. Like a VS thing. Who's better?
Oh, that's that other guy. What's his name? Nick.
Who?
That's that's revolving around that other the
Luka Doncic.
the white guy. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Luka. You have
Because he's from Eastern Europe.
Yeah, Eastern Europe.
And he's cooking the ass.
Serbia or some shit.
Yeah, Serbia,
Yeah.
and he's cooking them.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah, and they don't like it.
No.
That's
The
what I
Americans
saw.
don't like it.
That's what I saw.
There's
yeah,
also
yeah.
a Greek dude, a Greek black dude, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh yeah.
They are just dominating some of these American players, and some of these American players are dominating them. And it's just a whole beef now. Like, yo, who does it better? Because it's the same thing as what you were saying before. Before, European players were bad, but they gradually got better
Someone
to the
gets
point
better,
where
changes the game. Yeah.
yeah, and they changed the way they play, because in the European League there's slightly different rules, and then when they come to the NBA, slightly different rules. So they play their way, and it just shows that there's a difference, and it makes shit interesting. But yeah, all that kind of shit going on.
All right.
All that to say, our little sports section,
That's a little-
which we never
that's the
talk
best
about.
we can do for sport. That's it. That was it.
I can do more, but these guys never want to talk sports. But it's fine.
You don't watch sports.
I watch.
You
NBA,
watch things like
F1,
basketball, which is like okay, and then fucking Formula One.
Formula One,
Watch
yeah.
real sports like
What?
mixed martial arts. Huh?
Fuck off.
Watch real shit. Where
I watch
motherfuckers
boxing
knock-
every
Watch
week.
it with boxing.
Kickboxing,
Boxing is okay.
yeah.
Boxing is good. But watch some shit where people fucking cave someone's head in.
Why?
And that's what you need. That's
Why?
what now we can talk. Then we can talk. That's what I watch.
Annoying lady. Somebody's hates get caved in with basketball as well. It's fine.
Oh, please, not the same.
It's fine. It
You have
happens.
no idea what you're talking about.
It happens.
You
It
have
happens.
no idea what you're talking about.
Let's talk
Music.
new music.
New
for
music?
everyone. There's a couple, like, we haven't talked music in a while. Maybe we should do a regular section. Maybe we should not. Some people like to listen to our music takes. We've heard. So
Yeah, but the music industry is not doing well.
yeah, music in general is a little bit weird. We can always talk about that, and there's more to talk about that in that section. New music that came out. We know that Don Toliver dropped an album. What was the name again?
Hearthstone Psycho.
Hearthstone Psycho.
What I think
And
off the top of my head, I want to say Hearthstone Psycho.
like
first-
always, Don is like
I'm a huge Don Toliver fan. I think
Yeah.
he's great.
Don Toliver is like a must listen.
Hearthstone Psycho. This is his. I want to say we're going on fourth. He's going hard.
He's been
He's consistently
Wow.
putting out work. Right. That was Lovesick was the last one.
yeah.
And that was just last year.
Yeah, this is album number 5. He did this is Hearthstone Psycho, Lovesick, Life of a Dawn, Heaven or Hell.
Heaven or Hell was a mixtape.
And
To be fair.
Donnie-
Those
oh,
others two
oh,
were
yeah.
mixtapes. So
Yeah,
it's
but
going to be official.
Yeah.
But,
Official
yeah.
is like his
Third-
second or
third.
third, yeah.
Third.
Yeah.
On first listen, strong album. He's I think when it comes to versatility and melody, he's one of the better artists in his generation,
Yeah.
in his sort of age bracket, so to speak.
Yeah.
I think there's very few people that rival him when it comes to that. He really can not just add melody to like a rap verse, but actually make like a song, a full like a song that could be a pop song.
Yeah.
Right. So he's very good at that.
He's one of the few that can do that very well.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. So I just gave it a listen today. So far, I like it a lot. Standout tracks for me are the one with Kodak Black. But I really like it's funny because the Kodak Black song is pretty much just it's mostly Kodak Black.
Brother Stone.
Yeah, it's just pretty much Kodak Black, and then he just does a hook, which is very interesting take.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the one with Charlie Wilson, Cash Cobain is also good, but the one with Tizo Touchdown,
I heard that one before.
That was fire.
Oof.
And the one with Tizo Touchdown, Backstreet, is also really, 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 really good. Tizo Touchdown is another dude who's very versatile. Is also
like interesting. Like I don't know what his primary.
He's experimental. He does
whatever
multiple genres. Yeah, he doesn't
yeah.
have one genre.
The way he looks always just puts me off. Like he changes his look so often. For a while, he had all those spikes.
Yeah. He has these weird things.
Yeah. I thought not my kind of style. But his music is also very good.
The music is good.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the dude, but the music is.
No, Don is one of my favorite. Like I struggle to call him hip hop. I know he is. But he's so far out with the melodies, and it's almost, I would almost say it's R&B. It's like, or something in between.
Yeah, it's kind of,
So
he makes R&B songs. He has songs that are definitely R&B songs.
The beats are distinctly hip hop, distinctly in the realm of rap, but he just floats on that shit. I love his music, so I'm super curious to dig deep into this. Another one that dropped that I want to mention is Kate Renata. He dropped an album with a bunch of features, like always. His album is called Timeless. It's just Kate Renata's fun party music. He has
Who's on here?
Rochelle Jones, Lou Fills, Duran Bernard, Don Tolliver is also on it. Charlie Day Wilson is on it. Lene Channel Trey, which is also super dope. That song is very nice. He has Dan Riches, Tinashe, Anderson .Paak, and Sir. And his child is Gambino on it. Thundercat, Pink Panthers, Mariah and the Scientist.
He's more of I haven't listened to his music a lot. He's more of a producer, right?
He's a producer. He's a producer, but he's one of those producer DJ kind of things. Like he's supposed to be,
he DJs also.
Yeah. Very cool shit, like super fun and everything. Another thing that is interesting is, and you're not gonna like this, Childish Gambino is coming out with music. Pretty good music, I think, as well.
Why would I not like it? Why would I not like it?
You don't like Childish Gambino?
No, I don't like him. It's just that he does too much. He does something that's good and then takes a wild...
I don't know what your beef is with that.
He does something that's good and then he just deliberately makes a wild, unnecessary turn. He consistently. In almost everything the dude does.
Yeah.
He does something that it's good and then he does this weird thing that just was not necessary.
He just all the time. He did a couple movies and TV shows and now he says, I'm going back to music.
Yeah, he said he retired. No, but I mean, even in the music, like he makes certain creative decisions that I just don't understand.
Oh, you mean big switches in style?
In the song, it's in the middle of the song.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, in the middle of the song, it'll just be, okay, this is working, and then
it sounds
some
good.
other shit. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
It sounds good.
Sometimes it doesn't. That's my problem.
Yeah. No.
And This Is America was vastly overrated.
I'm not disagreeing. Yeah, I agree with that. Like,
that was it. I liked Kawhi. That's what I think is one of his better projects.
Kawhi is one of my favorites.
Kawhi is probably one of his best projects.
Because the internet, I used to love it. It used to be my favorite, but I think it was just a momentary thing. Kawhi,
it was a big moment when he did it.
Kawhi is better, I feel.
Kawhi, I think, is, to me, probably his best project. But then
Awaken My
the
Love.
one that he now...
re-released?
Yeah, that he now re-released, which I don't... It's example what I mean.
Alta Vista.
Alta Vista, which when it was before its re-release, that version was really good.
Yeah.
And then now he took some songs off or changed them that I really liked.
No, I don't like it either.
But this is my point, is what I'm saying with this dude. This is the point. It's like, why? It was perfect. It was good.
You know what my answer is?
Why did you do this?
You know what my answer is? He's Kanye light.
No, yeah.
He's Kanye light. So you need to accept, like, if you are into that kind of shit with Kanye, or if you liked what he did with, for example,
I didn't,
those albums where he changed it slightly,
I didn't like that.
Or where he just chooses to sometimes drop his music and go into fashion or do something else. He's doing the same thing. And I'm referencing me and other guys, Mike and all them. We loved Kanye and for his bullshit, and now we're done with him. This is the kind of shit we fuck
This is
with.
a new guy. I'm looking forward to his new music because I
Yeah.
do think he makes good music. I'm not saying he doesn't make good music. My problem with him is that he just does these
I
weird things like this, like take an album that's already good and then make it less good. Like why
I
would you
hate.
do
That I hate. I do hope that
Stop
he.
it, dude.
I do hope that he goes the Awaken My Love route and chooses something and grabs onto it. Like chooses a style, chooses a range, and doesn't do all this left field stuff. Like if you do it,
That's my
go
point. Yeah.
go all the way. Like Kawhi also, he chose a certain
one
lane,
sound he stuck to it. That was a really
and
good album.
then
That project is really good.
like because Awaken My Love is also amazing. I would not say it's my favorite, but it's like probably
Awaken My
second or
Love to
third.
me is just pretty much Redbone,
Yeah, but it's that style. He chose a vibe
which is a brilliant song.
and went for that. I love that. I need to get that on a vinyl at some point as well. Yeah, so that's music wise. There's some other stuff that dropped. Like mostly right now, I'm listening to because of DJing house. For mostly almost only South African house music because them motherfuckers are doing some. There's something in the water there. They be making some crazy music. Everybody, more people are into it. It's becoming popular, so I'm listening to it as well. Other than that, there's not much happening in music. Everybody's a little bit quiet. We were talking before. I was saying, I feel like Afrobeats is in a weird space where everybody's copying the South Africans, but there was a lane of fun African music. It was not necessarily tribal or whatever, but they had their own style and they were exploring it and going there, and then they all abandoned that for the popular thing, which I don't like that much. But hey,
yeah,
it's a thing. It happens. That's that music wise. Anything else on your side that you think music wise you wanna?
no, it's dry out there. I still have to listen to the Thames album. I haven't listened to Thames.
Oh, Thames album is also good.
I haven't listened to Thames yet.
Yeah, no, you need to hear that.
Listen to
It's
Thames
more
album.
like it. I would say it's like Wiz, but even more into the R&B realm, which I fuck with, like always. But yeah, that's about it music wise. Then let's talk the big thing that happened. Apple AI.
Apple Intelligence. So I saw this come by on my feed. Different influencers in the tech AI space were talking about the shit. Basically, Apple's releasing its own AI. Its own AI integrated into its OS, into its devices.
Yeah,
and that has a lot. There's a lot of mixed reviews. What I saw, a lot of uproar. Some people are like, "Oh, this is gonna be great and it's gonna change the world," and it's blah blah. It's Apple. Apple has this way of presenting things where people really buy into it. But I also saw, especially Elon Musk, was very critical of it. And he said he would ban his employees from using
very dumb
those phones. But let's talk about that. So Apple releases a new
let's talk about
Apple Intelligence.
Let's talk about the details first. What is Apple Intelligence? What did they exactly announce? So they basically, in a nutshell, they announced that they will have AI features on their phones.
In the device itself. That's
in the
important.
device. So everything, all the AI stuff, for the biggest part, will be done on the device itself. So I watched some of the developer thing as well because it's interesting. What they have is they have multiple smaller models, multiple smaller intelligences that are very focused on specific things and tasks. So one is very good at scheduling stuff, for example, or one is very good at generating images. One is very good at generating text or comparing text or something like that. Like a little bit broader maybe, but very small AIs. They then have overlaying Siri layer or something. Maybe that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
That can input or insert and excerpt, can just take
Input and output,
different models whenever necessary.
Yeah,
so you give an input or a question to Siri. Siri then figures out, okay, for this question, I need to maybe have this model and that model to figure out how to make this possible. What then happens is they take that information. If they see that information is enough, you get your answer. If they deem, okay, we cannot do it with the information on the model, in the models on the device itself, then we go a step outside, which is Apple's what they call private cloud. They have servers around the world, I assume, that supposedly only get the prompt, so the question, and do not give any personal data from the customer, from the person who owns the phone, into that server. So
Right.
everything there is supposedly anonymized and very private and clear. What they said is that third-party companies and checkers and fact checkers can come in and check those servers to see if their claims are actually true. Yeah. And only the servers that have been checked will be able to receive data questions and prompts from users.
And then
all the other ones will not. If there for whatever is a breach, then that server is taken out, and then it gets rechecked, and then it will be put in. Heavy privacy focused. If that is not enough for Siri, Siri can ask you, hey, do you want to send this prompt to ChatGPT to help you out? Then it will be sent to OpenAI server, and also there, only the prompt will be sent, not the personal data of the person owning the phone. And to do that, every time you want to use ChatGPT, the phone will ask you, do you want to use ChatGPT? There's no way for it to do automatically. That will be probably annoying for people, but it's a privacy feature. And that's the thing. Elon, with his dumbass.
Yeah, now let's get to Elon. Okay, so wait, hold on. So that's what it is.
Yes. That's
back end stuff.
We can talk about we can talk about the features.
If I'm using an iPhone and this has this tool, what does it mean for me? Like what can I now do? So it's more, as I understand it, it's more tailored to the device itself. So it becomes an AI that's actually more of an expert on you and your information, your data, as opposed to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Because that's more general.
Yeah.
This thing actually learns everything it needs to know about you.
Yeah.
And therefore it's a lot more personalized.
Yeah.
So if you're asking it to plan tasks for you, then it can look at your sort of your calendar, and even if you haven't put in your calendar, know, hey, you did go to this event last week. Don't you think you should be going to that event also this week? Or you went to the gym last week. Wouldn't you be going to the gym this week as well? So would that then coincide with this other thing you're trying to plan? Like, it would understand, sort of become a digital personal assistant.
That's exactly what their goal is. The eventual goal is to make sure that Siri becomes the first digital AI assistant, personal assistant, not like general assistant like we have with a Google, Alexa, and Siri right now, but first digital AI personal assistant. Yeah. And as you say, exactly like you explained it. Yeah. You have certain information on your phone. Your phone has that information. It only stays on your phone, and the models are on your phone only. So they would be able to learn from your information only. So you would have your personal.
I mean, the thing that I have with that is that people on a phone mostly use apps.
Yeah.
So that it would have to, if it has the information on your phone, it doesn't necessarily mean it has the information about you on the apps that you use on your phone. So you have to be able to go cross application.
They also said that the developers are necessary. So the developer needs the developer of the app needs to allow Siri to see certain stuff, or use certain stuff, or request certain stuff when necessary. Obviously, all with consent whenever possible.
Yeah, but obviously they will, because if they don't, Apple just kick them out of the App Store.
No. So up until now, Siri is not connected to everything. Certain apps choose to not do that. I don't know what their policy will be now. I do not feel like they can force it.
I think they definitely try to kick someone out of the App Store for not. Forget what that story was, but
probably somebody tried to do their own AI assistant and try to take over in some other kind of way. But yeah, I would not be surprised if they say, "Yo, you need to connect Siri to your app."
Well, there is a benefit. Like if this thing has all these AI features, then it would make sense for you as a developer to connect it to your app, in the sense that it makes your app also more smart. Right?
Yeah, it makes your app more smart. It makes your app
more useful.
Work with other apps. The one thing that developers will not like is that Apple's going to do the same thing as always. They will not give you information of the personal data of the user of the phone or other apps on the phone. So it is probably going to be siloed boxes again, where only stuff can be taken out, and very limited information can be taken in, and that's it. But it will turn into very smart features. During the presentation, they said, for example, if you want to schedule something, a Siri can maybe take account of other events happening at the same time, and also maybe check at the same time how long it will take you to get to a certain place, and then schedule based on that. So you ask it, hey, plan this meeting for me in at this time. It will know, oh, you are going to your daughter's soccer game or something, and you have this and this presentation going on before or after. So you need maybe 2 hours of travel or an hour of travel. It will then plan that in, make sure you have enough time for that, and put it at the right spot. You don't even have to tell it, hey, plan me something at this specific time. No, I want to do this. Figure out what is the best time for me, and it will just take multiple bunches of information to get there.
I mean, in general, memorization in AI is very powerful. ChatGPT now also has it. That conversation.
That's super powerful.
And it's very impressive when you can talk to it and say, hey, remember last week when I talked about this? And it goes, yeah, I remember. And you can bring it up. Like, oh, yeah, we talked about this, this, and this. What would you want to ask about it? That is very, very useful. So, I don't know. Is Apple doing its Apple thing again?
They are doing the thing where, yeah, we're late, but we're doing it better than everybody.
We're doing better than you, so it's fine.
Yeah. That same thing.
To be fair, though, that Apple Vision Pro never really took off.
No, it is going to be a corporate-only device until they get a cheaper one.
Yeah, because shit costs a car.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. No. Okay, but what did Elon say? Elon just he said, you got to appreciate Elon, though. See, you don't fuck with Elon, but I'm saying, let my guy cook, man.
No, Elon is on some bullshit.
No, he's not.
No, he's a dumbass.
He's not. No, you hating.
No.
How is he on some bullshit?
You cannot be
yes, you can.
No. Let me finish one sentence. You cannot be a tech CEO and supposedly be versed into technology and then say, yo, every time, if Apple is going to send all my data to OpenAI, I will not allow my employees to use it. They clearly stated, and OpenAI stated, nothing will be sent without explicit confirmation that it's allowed to be sent. If you don't want it, you tell your employees or you block OpenAI and nothing goes through.
I don't believe
it's very simple.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you. How about that? I don't believe you because you started a non-profit and took $1 billion from me. No, let's talk.
Oh, that's the thing. Also,
you started a non-profit and took $1 billion from me, and now it's a profit company. I don't believe shit that you say. I'm 100% pro on Elon's side with this, and he should get that bailout package. But that's a different story. No, but I understand that.
No, it's very dumb. Look.
I know it's not. How can you trust it? If they're just saying like, oh, it's gonna go to a private server, and only if you agree that yeah, sure, that's what you're saying. Facebook said a whole bunch of shit and just leaked everyone's information all over the place. So what are you talking about?
No, you don't have to trust them. You just wait till it's live or use the beta like a regular motherfucker.
No, I'm not regular.
And test.
I'm Elon Musk. I'm not regular. What are you talking about?
You called Tim Apple. You called Tim at Apple and have a conversation with the motherfucker. You know Sam Altman.
He's done that before.
Yeah, and talk to the nigga.
I'm not fucking with Sam though. We beefing.
Talk to Tim. You don't have to talk to...
That's true. But I think you will. They did that before.
Talk to anybody. You know employees at Apple, I'm sure. You're trying to hire them right now.
He has to stir the pot. He has to spice things up.
Because he has his own AI model. He wants people to use his own AI model. He wants people to use Twitter for AI or X for AI. Like, that's why. He's just on some bullshit.
I fuck with it.
No. You're a dumbass. Mm-hmm. And how are you supposed to be a tech CEO in multiple companies? You don't know tech if this is how you talk.
That's not true. It's a valid concern. You just standing. It's a valid concern. If the data is on the device, and in certain cases they have to move it to a private cloud.
Look,
right, and they're saying we're only going to bring I've heard the story before where it was supposed to only bring this piece of information, and it didn't bring only that piece of information. That has happened before.
I agree with you. No, okay. I agree with you that it is something that you would need to. It's something that you would need to believe or check. You don't have to go on your platform and write some random shit. Yeah, no if. do your due diligence as a technology dude.
Gotta smoke these dudes.
Yeah,
Gotta smoke these dudes. I get it.
It's internet games. It's all PR
Of
games.
course, let my guy do his thing.
It's PR games.
What I would do.
He can do his thing, but it's PR games. But talking about OpenAI, they they went from open source to doubling annualized revenue to 3.4 billion this year. So yeah, they're making money. They're doing well.
Ridiculous amounts of money. And then you want to tell me about, but it was a non-profit. I get his complaint. I think he's still suing them.
No, I think there was some new developments in that or something. Like the suit kept going or was restarted or some shit.
There was some new developments. I don't remember exactly what they were, but
yeah, no,
he was still suing them.
But the Apple AI shit is interesting. It is. I talked to you about this earlier, just as well. I think this might be the first consumer version of AI, and I think a lot of companies will follow. I think Humane and Rabbit, the scammers, tried to do this, but this might be the first version of consumer AI, and I think OpenAI will be the corporate version.
Enterprise.
The way this works, and it might not be. This might not be the final version. But I think what they are doing and how they're approaching it will be how regular people want to use AI. I do not need to generate an image or a big, large piece of text every time. I don't need to ask ChatGPT every time to generate me a workout plan or whatever. I want an app or my phone, if I talk to it, to know certain stuff about me, correlate certain stuff. So if I ask, hey, I want to lose weight. Okay, I saw you walked only 2,000 steps this day. You probably need to do this and do combination with that and just pull from multiple things. Sleep more hours, you blah, 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 blah. But
digital personal
assistant, yeah. And for work, I want to be able to generate like spreadsheets. Like, okay, ChatGPT, give me this in this kind of form, pull this kind of information from the internet, blah, blah, blah. So it's different use cases. And I think this might be the first time we're actually seeing the consumer version, kind of. What was interesting and what we also discussed is that actually Microsoft announced something like this before Apple.
Yeah, what was that called?
Microsoft Recall, or what it was? What did they call it?
It was one where they're basically taking screenshots. Features they're basically taking screenshots of your screen the entire time, and then when you ask it a question, it can actually remember what you looked at. And you could literally say like, that was this one.
What was it?
Recall.
Copilot Plus Recall. Yes.
Recall AI.
Yeah. And it is indefinitely delayed. But yeah, it is exactly as you said. It is an AI tool, or it is a tool on your new Windows computer on only Copilot PCs.
That's basically just taking screenshots of your screen the entire time.
Yes. It is basically looking at everything, saving everything, and constantly using that. And then if in any point of time you would want to go back to ask, hey, what did I write like a couple of days ago to this person or in this spreadsheet? And then it would just know. And is basically what Apple's trying to do with Siri as well. Siri's trying to learn stuff from you and use that at a later moment for your convenience.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing here is the reaction to both. Here with Microsoft, people said, fuck no, we don't trust you. We want this off. This is a privacy invasion thing. This will be used against us, blah, 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 blah.
Apple's doing the same thing.
Essentially.
Yeah, it's a presentation. Apple does a much better job of presenting it as something that's,
I think,
in the back end, that's going to make it focusing more on what you'll be able to do, not as much how exactly it works. Whereas Microsoft goes I remember they did I forget who it was, but they did an interview, the CEO did, where he was explaining it, how it would work. And the show did as well.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, it's useful, but like people are going to feel uncomfortable with this. If you would have just said, hey, it remembers what you do, and if you ask the questions what you did, it can give you an answer. Just focus on that without literally showing it taking screenshots of your screen.
I don't want to see 1,000 screenshots and then every time I ask a question, then the screen pops up and then it shows me what I was doing at that point.
Oh yeah, because it actually pops up the screen for you.
I don't want to have that.
Yeah, no, that's not. That's
so
not.
They indefinitely delayed it. And now they were first gonna delay it. First, they were gonna make it opt in because it was opt out, so it would be turned on for everybody initially. Now they're gonna turn it off, and somebody can turn it on if they want to.
Yeah.
But that was not enough. And then they said, okay, we're going to go back to the drawing board. We're going to delay this feature. The new laptops are coming out, but we're going to delay this feature. And we're going to come back with something new. Which is also...
I mean, this whole AI thing is... I was watching this one video where the guy was talking about how AI is the new tech trend. Like every year, couple of years, there's a new trend in tech that's supposed to change the world and change everything. And then you have all these startups and unicorns that become unicorns and have these billion-dollar valuations, but in the end, never really come to promise anything.
Yeah,
and that it's more so the ones that are the smart move is more so to invest in the things that facilitate these different trends that come by. So he was explaining how when big data was the trend and everything was big data and everything wanted cloud storage.
Yeah.
Right. But big data itself, all these startups that focused on big data or all these, as well as all these big, because there's two waves. Whenever there's a new trend in the tech space, there's two waves. There's the new wave of like new startups that are going into that trend.
And there's the old companies.
And there's the old companies that adapt, exactly, that are adapting to implement it. So you had all these companies in the big data wave that were doing also, that basically were taking the classic of WeWork, the Adam Newman strategy of taking a regular company and then making it a big data thing. So there was one that said, he gave one example of one that was doing it with, I think like something really like clothes or something. It was using big data for fashion. And it was like,
to generate fashion. Or
not generate.
To categorize.
To categorize and to make sure that you get the clothes that you want and big data. And just taking something very simple but it's now powered by big data. So now it's better. You know, there was also one, there was all sorts of different companies that did this. And none of them really became anything in terms of a lot of them got to they went to the IPO, private investors that cash out. But then in the stock market, I think a couple of filed for bankruptcy already. They failed. They don't work out. But he was saying that what does work out is the companies that when they see the trend on the background support the trend. So if the trend is big data, then
Amazon,
Microsoft Cloud, all the cloud-based things, they made a lot of money and they're still stable, right? Now he's saying AI is the new thing. We're seeing all these new startups with some of them straight up being scams. The Rabbit R1 and the Humane AI pin. I'm not going to call that a scam. I'm going to call it just a poorly made
Both
product.
Of them are scams.
You think Humane is a scam? I don't think it's a scam.
I think it's a scam.
I think there's a difference between scam.
They're trying to sell themselves now.
Yes, but there's a difference between a scam and a shitty product. I think they're just shitty. I don't think they're a scam. I think what the Rabbit R1 did was just deliberately malicious. I thought you're lying. Like this is just the whole thing is fraud.
My problem is y'all had years of money, years of time and money, and still made a shitty product. How?
They didn't have years of time and money.
They had years.
R1?
The Humane.
Oh, Humane. Didn't have years.
No, they had years.
How long did them work? No, that can't
it
be.
Was X. No, it can't
be because ChatGPT just came out.
No, they made it. They made it when ChatGPT just came out.
Yeah, but even that's what, 2 years, 3 years.
That's years. That's enough time, bro.
Technically years.
Y'all ex-Apple developers and designers. It looked amazing. It looked like a good device, but y'all couldn't build a good interface or a good. Like, y'all couldn't build a good layer on top that can orchestrate shit. That thing froze all the time. People could not use it.
I keep saying it. Things like this, when I see stuff like this, it really makes me question my life decisions. Because I'm out here working a job. And these people just come up with some bullshit on the internet. And then they just go private equity. And then they go sell it off. They're gonna sell it. They're gonna sell it for a couple $100 million and go to Miami and fuck strippers and then be cool. Like he's not. That's it. Like that's how it's gonna go. That's the thing. It's just like it'll still work.
You know why I feel this is a scam? I think my definition of a scam is way broader because I feel like a lot of these startups and things are a scam.
Yeah, that's what it gets. I see what you're saying.
Unless you have a working minimal viable product. I don't want to say the word MVP, but unless you have a minimal, like there is something that works before you put out a product or make a company. Before you make a company, build something.
No. Sell a
You,
promise.
you make a company on vibes. That is just on vibes.
Sell a promise. Start some vibes up. Get some influencers to get hype. Get Mr. Beast to do a video. Boom. I get some private equity investors, right? Pump some money into it. They know they know they can cash out. It goes on TechCrunch. Crazy valuation. Now it's more hype. Now more people want to invest into it. Now I just string it along and string it along and string it along till we get to the IPO. Get to the IPO. I got shares in it because I'm the founder, I'm the owner. I own like 50%, maybe 40, 30%. Sell it off on the IPO goes. Well, hold on. IPO comes. Sell it off to the public.
Dodge.
Sell it off to the public, and then I just go borrow. Against my. I don't even have to sell the shares. I just go borrow against the shares. I don't even have to spend the shares. I just go borrow against the shares.
Hold up.
Go buy myself real estate. Then I go sell the real estate.
No, but hold up. Hold up. What? Hold up.
Like when you see stuff like this, you just question you. You go, why am I? Why do I work? Why don't I go do?
No,
this
but hold
shit?
up. What happened to trying to become the next Steve Jobs? The next
that's dead.
Bill Gates, like
That's dead. That's dead. That's dead.
it's just quick buck and then gone.
What?
Nah.
These new boys, give me the loot. That's it. They don't give a fuck.
They want to go to.
Give me the loot.
They want to go
out.
to Ibiza.
That's exactly. They don't care. What?
I'm
And skirt.
I'm talking because I don't have a company like that, so I cannot say much.
Look,
but, yeah.
it's hard. It's hard, but it's an interesting question, right? And because I was going somewhere with this. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
No, but it was good. It was good. But so what he was what he was pointing out was that the infrastructure, if you can build the infrastructure for the trend, with big data was cloud. With AI, he's saying it's the chips. That's why Nvidia is going crazy.
You need
because they're
need,
building the infrastructure for the
power.
new trend.
You need processing.
Now
power.
here's my question. Everyone's talking about how AI is going to change. Everything's going to be a big thing. What I've heard, very few people make this point, but I think it's an interesting one. Most people don't agree with this point, but I think it's an interesting one. And that is, what if just like with big data, it isn't, we're over-promising, and actually, it's not going to do much more than it's already doing.
No, I think that's right.
In terms of like the tech itself, I think the real magic will happen in the implementation.
Yes.
That's where it's going to make the big waves. But the tech itself, this is pretty much as far as it's.
This was what I was saying.
Is going to
last episode. This was what I was talking about when I was saying I do not want to be able. I don't want to put text in. I want the implementation is not correct right now. To my feeling, this is why I think the Apple way or what they're doing now is kind of interesting, because I want to have to give one request and it do multiple things. If I say, hey, my family's coming over, I wanted to suggest, okay, there's a couple recipes we can make. So here's a couple recipes for dinner for you with your family. That's interesting. Is your family staying longer? Here, we noticed that you haven't bought.
Wasn't it Google Gemini that told people to put glue in their food or some shit?
Dumb. That's
what
right.
was it? In a sandwich or something?
In a pizza.
On a pizza. Yeah,
little
watch
tangent.
out. Watch out.
Little tangent. Do you know why that happened?
No, I don't know why.
So Google had paid Reddit to take Reddit information to use for their because they need to train it. So it needs to have data.
Yeah.
They were out of data. They asked Reddit to ask it for some shit. Where
this is going.
And years ago, somebody asked, "Hey, my pizza is not really sticking together. It's not really working." And somebody made a joke, put some glue in it. That will help. And people made that joke go viral. In that subreddit, it went a little bit viral and it stayed there and people kept bringing it up. So Gemini took that as truth because they took Reddit as a base.
But this also goes into the whole thing of like, it's still not being...
It doesn't know shit.
It can only understand context that it's been taught to understand. But it can't...
It's not AI. It's machine learning.
Yeah, well, that's where you lose, because that's where it becomes tricky, gray area to me. But what I'm seeing is that it's not... It can understand context that it's been taught to understand.
Yes.
But it can't in real time, like a human being can, figure out context.
It does not know the
Which is,
difference.
well, theirs is not that good. To be, and I'm obviously showing my bias, but I think the ChatGPT one would not have made that
it's
mistake.
better.
The ChatGPT would have been able to know you don't put glue on a pizza.
But I think
So they would say you don't put glue on a pizza, ergo this must be a joke. Like it would know how to do that.
But they
based on my usage of it.
probably use also better training data, or they categorize their training data a little bit better. I assume that Google, in this case, because that's the only thing you can do, that's the only way you get this, they just said, just eat the data, just read it, just use it.
Yeah, just read it and spit it back out. Exactly. Yes. Where
instead
it should be reasoning.
You should categorize or give context with every piece, or as much as possible for a lot of pieces. Yeah. And whenever there's a mistake, correct it. Google has been rushing.
Well, I told you that.
They've been shooting themselves in the foot.
I told you that when I've been using it, I'm using it now very much for my work, also because I do system administration and software and stuff, and it's really good at also understanding, like giving you more than what you asked for, like sort of based on your question, go, oh, but you probably also want to check this. You might not have even thought of that. Yes. It says, oh, you also want to look at this, and you also want to take into account like the logic.
But that's why I like that for corporate settings. I love ChatGPT. Because I need to be specific there. So then typing makes sense. Like you say, hey, I need this help with this system, admin, task, job, whatever. Okay, you're trying to do this. Probably if you're doing this, you probably also need to do this. Keep that in mind.
You might not have even thought of that too. Yeah,
I love that. I want that. Well. When I'm at home, I don't. I want the simplest interface possible. Yeah. That is not typing. That's most likely either my voice or pressing some buttons.
The voice recognition is always a thing for me. The ChatGPT one is very good, but my thing is that it's challenging when it doesn't understand you.
Yeah.
You have to repeat it over and over again.
It's the language thing that we talked about last time.
Yeah, in other languages it's not good. Yeah. In English, it's in any other language, it's really starts to become...
I think what you said before, you're right. I do not believe that AI or whatever we call this thing, because I think AI is the wrong word, because it's not AI. It's not intelligence specifically. It is just they learned based on a data set. And
some people gonna beef with you over that. Some people say it is. Well, which one isn't? All of them or the specific one? Because there's some where like the Rabbit R1 that was not AI. That was some bullshit.
That was if that then that
machine, if this then that feature that was talking to ChatGPT. Yeah. And even that wasn't doing well. But if you look at
ChatGPT, like the problem is it is not real intelligence because it doesn't have
its own ideas.
Yes, everything is a collection of other people's input.
Okay, so it can't come up with original thing that.
Well, that's the problem.
That's the point of singularity that people are talking about. When we get there, where it can sort of teach itself, when it can train it on itself.
Yeah, when you do that, then you have intelligence. Right now, it's just a machine learning based on input. That's why I keep saying machine learning.
What some people are saying, that's sort of where I was trying to formulate it better. But that's sort of where I was going. Is like some people are arguing that that's never going to happen. This is pretty much all it's ever going to be able to do.
And that's my feeling as well. We can just input an insane amount of data into it. It will formulate output based on that input, but it will never be much better than what it's now. Like I think OpenAI might be not close to the edge, but already creeping up to where it is just gonna. At some point, it cannot do better than this. At some point, you just need to update it with current information.
It's still very powerful. It's still very powerful. It's still
nonetheless. Yeah.
The thing is, it's because then you get into the more meta conversation of what is intelligence, because that's the Turing test, right? Like if a person talks to it and thinks it's a person, like then it just as well might be a person. So I get what you're saying. It's not doing anything original, but if it's intelligent enough to trick a person, then it might be a person. I think, and there's been various instances where they've kind of done that, right? Like with
this is the problem with what
the AI girlfriends and this shit.
This is why what I just said can be interpreted as a problem, because when is something intelligent? When does something have a conscious, and when does something have an original idea? A collection of ideas being turned into something else might be counted as original by certain people. Maybe not by me, but by other people it might be. And then you can have this. Then this discussion comes up.
I mean, it clearly doesn't. It's difficult. One thing it clearly doesn't have is opinions, in the sense that if you talk to it, you can really tell. I think they've made it like that on purpose. To be fair, when you talk to it, it never gives you its opinion. It tells you, well, here are opinions that are out there. but it never tells you what it thinks. Like, and I think it should be.
They definitely did it on purpose. For me, the moment where I could say maybe it is an intelligence is when it starts disagreeing with stuff that OpenAI told it to do. And we don't want that. And we don't want that.
Yeah, that's a good point. When it starts saying I'm gonna do this,
when it does its own thing, like when OpenAI says, okay, we don't want you to show pictures from a certain era, and it will still do that because it says, I feel like it's important
for people to see this. Yeah.
Then I feel like we are encroaching upon intelligence. But clearly, as a humanity, as people, we do not want that to happen. So it's a difficulty there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But going back to the point that you said earlier, and that you're completely right on. The intelligence itself is not even that important. Or the information that it outputs is not even that important. It's the interface.
Yeah, the interface.
That's you saying that clicked for me. That's exactly what I have been missing from OpenAI. The chat thing, last time we talked about it, the voice thing, is the closest I saw towards an actual good interface. What I miss and what Apple is doing here is integration with my other service and things. Like, if I use it on my phone, I wanted to know stuff already. I don't want it to have to tell certain stuff all the time, because that's what needs to happen with ChatGPT. You need to give it a base layer.
Got a little bit better, but you need a base layer.
Even if if I make a new account now and I pay for it, I need to give it a base layer, and upon from that, it will learn. I wanted to go to my phone and know shit, and based on that, give me. So the interface is very important. I don't want it to show me text all the time. I wanted to show me what Rabbit R1 was promising. I wanted to show me and do actions for me depending on what I request from it.
Yeah, and that's
going to be interface.
That's coming. I mean,
100%.
That's kind of what ChatGPT sort of alluded to with their desktop. That was what I thought was one of the most impressive. ChatGPT is going to do a desktop version. That was what there was in the live stream. Yeah. And the one thing that one of the most, because everyone was very impressed with the talking to it, which I get. One of the most impressive things I thought they showed in that demonstration was that you could, with the desktop version of it, you could just share your screen on the computer with ChatGPT, and it could see your screen.
Yeah.
And then you could ask it what to, like, it was a piece of code or something. You could ask what to do, and it would tell you, and it would just generate the rest of the code or do. Like, that stuff is going to be huge.
The difficulty...
It's going to be a huge, huge thing. And
the difficulty with that, and again, we had this discussion earlier as well, is the privacy issue. Do we trust... There's a couple companies we don't trust. And I think I can talk for most people. We do not trust Google. We do not trust Meta.
TikTok, ByteDance.
We do not trust ByteDance. We do not trust Microsoft. Clearly not to the degree that they thought we trusted them.
Yeah.
We do not trust a couple of these companies. So the question here is, do we trust OpenAI enough to allow them to do these things?
Well, they have the advantage of being new. And I think that when it comes to, you see this a lot when it comes to trust with tech companies, you can circumvent the need for trust with utility. If your product is that good and that useful, eventually people will go, you know what? I'm not sure, but I really need to. This is the only thing that does what I need it to do. So I'm going to use it anyways. Right? So there is a way around that. Not the best way, but there is a way around that. If they really, because that where they're sort of going with it is I think they're going in the right direction. Right? So
I think so too. But where I am, the only direction I see, it's maybe not the only, but the main direction I see right now, and I keep going back to this Apple point, is what Apple is doing. You need to be on the device.
Yeah, but that's the consumer version of it.
No, I think for the corporate version eventually as well. I see I would not be surprised if
corporate you can't do that because you keep interchanging devices. You can't make it device bound. People keep switching devices.
So what I would think it would happen is corporate. I go to a company. I work at a company. It is tied to my company profile ID or whatever. all information that I do for the company or whatever or work on might be stored into that AI model as well. Every time I need to do something, I can get it. Every time I switch devices, I would just log in with my company ID again, and it would know everything that I've done before, and I can just tell it, hey.
Why would it not be able to do that now? That's kind of where they're going.
Yeah, but then it would not be on the device, but it would be a central place within the company. So it would not be
cloud.
It would not be centrally stored like a ChatGPT is. It will be a privately stored version of a ChatGPT kind of thing, and it will always be connected. But it would also be on the device, or on the device is the wrong term. You're right. It would need to have critical device level access. It would need to have access to critical stuff on my device. So it would need to be OS level.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's what they're doing.
They need to build an OS. They don't need to not.
But that's kind of where I think they're going. And maybe I'm reaching, but that's what it looks like to
that's
me.
That's the only way
when they do
I can see it.
When they're doing the. They're working with Microsoft. Yeah. Microsoft is sort of going in that direction. They already put it in the browser. Right, yeah. They're making a desktop app. I think the next step is very obvious. They're going to make their own operating system.
I think
Microsoft integrated with the Microsoft operating system.
Yeah,
and then there you go. Then if they integrate the Microsoft operating system, that's it. Immediately switches on for most companies on Earth that use Microsoft for everything. That use the Microsoft suite in terms of Outlook. But Teams, again, it would be in Teams. So if you're having a phone the call or whatever, it keep track of all that. It would know everything.
The problem here is that
privacy.
Yes, privacy, but also companies don't trust Microsoft to that degree. My company, for example, big bank, one of the bigger banks in the Netherlands, we don't trust. We have everything Microsoft, but we don't trust Microsoft like that. All the AI features now turned off because we don't want any data to go to a Microsoft data center. We want everything, all the information, to go to a. No, shit, I cannot say the name. To
bleep, you bleep it.
I'll do that later. To the system of our organization.
Yeah, you're private. Yeah.
So that also means prompts should not go to the wider system. They should go to the private system.
Well, that's really
that's
really the bigger conversation of how this also is going to what the implementation of AI is going to be. Is it going to be more like is it going to be more like internet browsers in the sense that there's a standard set of browsers and people just download the browser that they want to use? Yeah. Or is it going to be more like internet itself, right? Where you set up a connection in your own home and your connection is technically your connection. Yes, you have an internet service provider, but your connection is your connection. So would it be more so just this? Will companies even really ever be using a ChatGPT or OpenAI or Gemini or anything like that? Or will it more so become that they will just have their own internal personal AI and that there will be a company who specializes in setting up personal AIs for companies to go there and set it up for you, but it's yours, as opposed to using a third-party thing, right? There's sort of an argument that the latter takes longer, but it's safer, but it takes longer and more work and would be more costly. Whereas if you just have a standard ChatGPT who just does it, because that's how the funny thing is, I also realized that before big tech, that's how companies worked. Every company had their own proprietary systems.
Yes,
there were no overarching. Everybody uses this system. Not everyone was using.
We're going back to that.
If you're going back, you didn't have, and when the tech was also not as advanced, of course, you didn't have Microsoft Outlook that everyone was using, or Microsoft Teams that everyone was using. This company had their little system. This company had their little system. If you go even further back, before it was even digital, analog, they would have different analog systems.
Yeah.
And it's really until it became universal that it was these big tech companies that sort of had these universal systems. But there's advantages and disadvantages to both.
I would not be surprised if we get, like, in the consumer side, more of a general. So what you're saying there is very interesting. Like the whole idea of what you said there, like is the two ways where one is like an internet where everybody goes on to, and one is like a private thing. I think we're going to have both. For work situations, for corporate situations, you're going to have the private one. I would not be surprised if the battle that is going on right now is to see if we can... Actually, I I'm almost certain that the battle that's going on right now is to see which one of these companies can become the new internet interface.
For AI, yeah. Yeah,
for
it's very
AI.
much what it is. I mean, the thing
That's
is,
the battle.
The thing that's tricky, though, is that
Yeah.
even if it's a company, if you say, okay, we're going to do our own proprietary thing, that has tremendous startup costs. That has tremendous...
Only bigger companies can do that.
It also has tremendous risks.
Yeah.
Say what you want about a ChatGPT or a Gemini or whatever Apple is doing. You know what it is and what it isn't.
And you can have
get
somebody
support.
to blame.
Yeah, you have someone to blame. You can get support. You make something yourself.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, and that's the big thing, is also talent recruitment, right? Because if everybody learns how to use ChatGPT, you can hire people to come use ChatGPT at your company. If you make your own thing at your company, nobody knows how to use that. Only people who work at your company. So now the onboarding also takes a lot longer. You
know what is interesting? Because this also ties a little bit into something that I noticed with little cousins, nieces and nephews and stuff. These kids don't know how to use a computer.
No, because they don't have to.
And
they use the phone.
Yes, like, I'm not saying that we knew how to code or anything, but I knew how to type as a kid. Some of these, you put a computer in front of their face, they look at you like, what the fuck is this? But not that is a problem. That's just the current situation. Imagine when these AIs are here, they will not know how to use their phone in a different way than asking it to do something. Yeah, maybe there's no keyboard, or they just ask it.
Yeah.
And imagine trying to make your own corporate AI. If everybody is doing that and nobody knows how to build their own shit.
Yeah, when the shit breaks, it's over. When the shit breaks, it's finished.
Who are you gonna? Yeah.
That's why it's interesting, because it's a lot of talk about how the AI stuff is gonna replace people and replace jobs, which it 100% will. But there's also tremendous opportunities, because like
anybody who learns and takes
anybody
time
who
now,
learns even a little bit. Now you don't even have to learn how to code. You just learn. It's like as the tech becomes more advanced, right? The people are becoming less advanced at tech.
Yeah.
Because the more
which is so weird to me.
Yeah, was the more you go into the Apple route, especially where you give people as little to think about and as little to do, right, with the tech because of how advanced it is, the less they have to train how to type something themselves, look up something themselves. Yeah. If something's not working on the phone, troubleshoot it yourself. Like, really know how to do that.
I do not know if these people know how to clear that cache. Like something
like that,
simple on a browser. But yeah, troubleshooting, like, you're right.
So now one day if the AI breaks, if some shit doesn't work, there's only few people who would understand even how it works or what it does. Or like, I'm really surprised also just by how this AI thing has also really taught me a lot about how not technical most people are. I don't consider myself technical at all, but when I see how some people just really don't get like very basic, like I know a lot of people who don't use ChatGPT because they think it's too complicated. Because it doesn't give them exactly what they want, and they can't go through they don't know how to get through the process of like learning how to talk to it, how to ask it questions effectively. So as simple as this, as dumbed down as this has become, it needs to become even.
But the funny thing is, those same people would be able to do the most intricate shit on their phone. Like, they can tell you how to.
If they're making a TikTok video,
they can edit the whole TikTok video on their phone instead of using a computer. They can figure out how to get the right codec to get it on the highest quality and some weird, specifically technical shit with that. But something simple as the machine you use every day, trying to manage that or trying to write a simple text, they can. It's very weird and interesting, but I think it's going to be a thing of both. It's going to be both a general one, and that's the big battle. I think I would not be surprised if Microsoft is spending so much money on AI and especially ChatGPT or OpenAI to basically control them right now, because they see that it's going to be a new kind of internet.
That's kind of how you have to think about it. Yeah, a new kind of internet for sure.
Yeah, because at some point, like, there was already a trend going on with people not going to websites anymore, because apps. Everybody
people use apps. Really use apps.
So people don't go to.
So every website became an app.
Yeah,
people really use websites.
I would not be surprised if
that even is gone.
Yeah,
just all through ChatGPT and just give me what I need directly. I don't have to go to a website.
I just need a screen. I just need I'm not even a screen. I just need options. So if I want to Uber Eats, I don't need the whole Uber Eats app. You know where I live. You know where I am at this moment right now. I just need options for. I want Mexican food. Give me Mexican food.
Push more and more to the back end.
Yeah.
I do think that there's a challenge there in that applications that are particularly specific, you would have to know that they exist. You would have to know that what they offer exists to be able to ask the AI to present it to you. So the AI is really good at suggesting things. But if you, for example, are like, hey, I have some old stuff that I want to sell, you would have to know that there are websites that allow you to do that, to even be able to ask the AI to do it. So you'd have to know that there's a marketplace and a Facebook marketplace.
I think the next goal, or what they want to go to, or what would make most sense, is that you don't even know that. You just say, I want to sell clothes.
And it just suggests.
And it just puts your clothes on. Not even it suggests. I want to sell this shirt, with a picture. I want to sell this shirt for 15 euros. And it just puts it on multiple sides. Whenever somebody wants to buy it, okay, you have a buyer.
That handles it for you.
And it handles it for you. You don't even know which platform it is. And the money gets sent to your account. It handles
the money, the transaction, the everything.
I think that is the goal. So every service is a background service. You just give your question or intent prompt. I want to do this. Not even specific. Don't do it on this service or whatever.
No. If they go with the because then you get into the corporate stuff. And I want to go too far into that. But then you get into the corporate stuff. You get into corporate regulation. I think before it gets to that, they step in. And they say, because then you're going to get a monopoly. Right? One app is basically controlling all access to the internet in that room, which is what Google now also does. But if one app is controlling all access,
that's why I'm looking like this. Like,
if you do that, they might. Yeah, but they're being more strict on that.
This is your everything app that you and Elon so gladly want.
We're gonna build it.
But this is the everything app situation
for sure.
Like,
but I think in China you can do that because of their governmental and corporate structure. In the US, you have to at least pretend.
It's Asia.
Oh yeah. But in the US, you have to at least pretend as if it's split.
Yeah.
Which matters.
Google's the closest to an everything app that we have.
Yeah, but they have to still pretend as if it's not, which matters, right? So I don't think you would ever get this. I think you would still get brands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, I think they step in and say, "Hey, it's a monopoly," and they break it up. They've done it before. They did it to Microsoft.
Yeah,
with the browser.
Yeah.
Right? So listen, you have to give people the option to use other browsers, not just your browser. Otherwise, it would have just been a monopoly. And who knows where Microsoft would have been if they were allowed. But anyways,
they would have been a different kind of company. Yeah, no, but it's very interesting. Like I do think to close it off kind of, because we've been going on tangents for a bit. I do think that this Apple thing is the first. Last time I said I want my mom to have a version of AI that works for her. This is the closest thing we have right now. I don't know if this is really. We still need to see if it's when it's live and how it works and how people use it. But I feel like this is the closest thing toward that goal. There's probably some tweaks and things that need to be happening, but this is very promising. I would assume that AI people are very happy and excited about this because this is what everybody wanted. I would assume.
Yeah.
I would assume. Like, you get something private, you get something very useful and personalized. What more can you ask from it? It knows you and knows stuff from outside that can help you. It should be perfect. I
think for some reason I think it's gonna be underwhelming.
I think so too.
I think just because again, even with ChatGPT, there's a lot of people using it. There's a certain way they use it, but it hasn't reached that sort of everyday mainstream status yet. You see what I mean? It's still something that people just sort of use only for very specific things in very specific ways.
That's why it's so.
Like, I think people are not gonna ask it to schedule things because you can technically do that now. By the way, you can tell Siri to schedule something for you and it puts it in your Apple calendar.
Yeah, but
it's already a thing, right? Or
it can. The whole idea is that it would do the same things but better. That's the only thing. But to me, as somebody who sometimes looks at technology, that's what AI is doing to me. Like, it's not doing anything better than what you can already do. If you want, you can press a couple buttons and do quite a bit of what AI already does. It just eliminates a couple steps for you if you want to. Yep. So yeah, like We need to see. I need to see it happening. The big benefit is, as you say, also ChatGPT has a lot of access or reach already. The beauty of this, the beauty of this is that when Apple puts it in these phones, it hits millions at the same time.
Yeah, that's
so.
right.
And it hits millions of people that never would look at AI.
Look at ChatGPT, yeah.
So they will have the chance to do it as well. I'm curious to see how that's gonna go. I don't know, but we'll see. That's it, topic wise, right? Nothing else we need to discuss. Everything. It's not a lot of shit happening in the world.
No.
There's some shit happening in the world, but we are not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, not our domain, not our expertise.
Yeah, we are not no legal people with that shit. Like, there's some EU shit happening.
Oh yeah,
Macron.
Yeah. Well, let it play out. My thing is with that, let it play out. And we'll see.
Trump and his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, thank you for listening. We have gotten some feedback from y'all, comments. People have told us that you guys are listening. Thank you for listening. Keep listening. Give us suggestions for anything you would want to hear and want us to focus on, or maybe you don't like what we're talking about, or you do like, whatever. Let us know. We were the Three Angry Men without Duncan this time, but I'm Jeffrey.
Oliver.
And we will see you next time. You can find us on YouTube. Full episodes are there. We will do our best to do more clips so you can watch it at your own convenience in shorter bursts, because I know 1.5 hour, 2 hour episodes are long. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and other social media as well. So find us and talk to you later. Peace.